Yes, people. Arsenal with Ash. Newcastle 1, Arsenal nil. Pathetic, uninspiring, lethargic, boring, and just a really bad day at the office. Another defeat. That's two defeats away in a row, and both without even scoring a goal. First Bournemouth and then Newcastle, and it's not looking great. The only good thing we could take from the day is Man City losing as well, so they didn't manage to stretch the lead even further from us. Yes, Liverpool won, but obviously no disrespect to them, but Man City are juggernauts, and if they get a certain amount of points ahead of you, you ain't catching them. Um, but yeah, we're in a bad place at the moment, and it's just not looking good. Or there's no fluidity in the attack. There was no pace to our game, no urgency. We didn't seem like we wanted to take the game to them. We was just allowing them to sit back in their shape, and we weren't really trying to penetrate it, or there was no one trying to run at them and cause any sort of chaos or anything. And it was just, yeah, like I said, uninspiring. We had a couple of chances, but we hardly created anything. And it was just, yeah, a really, really bad display. I think defensively we done okay. We didn't really trouble us too much. Obviously, the goal we can look at the marking in the box because Isaac basically had a free header and was in between both of our centre backs, so they need to look at each other and sort themselves out for that. Yes, it was a wonderful cross from Anthony Gordon and a great finish, but yeah, he should not have all that space in the middle of the box and be able to score like that. And then as soon, like I said in the preview, if we let them get an early goal, they're just going to sit back in their shape, make it a physical game, and just try and shut us out. And that's exactly what they've done. They've done it last season, and they've done it again this season. And we didn't have the answers. We're missing our captain, of course, Martin Odegaard, and I think it's every game is becoming even more of an obvious thing to point out. But the players have to stand up and find another way. And Arteta as well, he's to blame as well. He needs to find a way where we're not so reliant on Odegaard's control and creativity. He needs to change something. Start Ethan. Play Raheem or someone. Just change something. Change the shape. This 4-4-2 seems to not be working too much. Yes, we've had some good games, but there's been a lot of games where we've lacked creativity, and we can't just rely on Saka. He's literally the only other player apart from Odegaard where we look to for creativity, and it's just not enough. So yeah, it was a poor display, and yeah, as you can tell, I'm feeling a bit flat about it. It's just a joke, but we need to pick ourselves up. We've got another tough game next week before the international break away at Chelsea, and then in December towards January we have more of an easier run where I think we can look to pick up more points. So it's not all doom and gloom. We need to go on a run. Odegaard should be back this week. And if we can keep him fit and get our best starting 11 again out on that pitch consistently, that includes the likes of Calafiori, then I think I've got no doubt that we'll start to pick up a lot of points. And you have to look at the grand scheme of things. In our first 10 games, so we're 10 games in now, we've been away to Villa Park, we've been at Spurs, we've been away to City, we've been away to Newcastle. Next week we're away to Chelsea. So all of those big away games would have been out of the way by the time we get into the second part of the season. And the only like kind of bigger stadiums that we have to go to are the Old Trafford and Anfield. So yeah, we can look at it positively in that aspect, but we need to start picking up points and fast, because not only are we losing ground in the title race, but there's other teams behind us catching up. We've seen Nottingham Forest go above us as well. Obviously, we don't expect them to stay there, but who knows in this league? So yeah, it's not looking great, but there are some positives that we can look forward to in the future. I'm going to go with my match ratings. David Raya in goal. Didn't have much to do. Didn't really have a chance with the goal. Um, yeah, it was just he didn't really do anything wrong. Um, Caught a few crosses when we needed to take us out of pressure, and yeah, but like I said, didn't really have much to do. So I'll probably give him a 6.5 out of 10. During no, not who played right back, Thomas Partey, who I thought was again one of our better players when he was inverting into midfield, and even when he came into midfield in the second half, I thought he was really good. He's so comfortable on the ball and assured, and just he likes to take the pressure off of the rest of the team when he's picking up the ball, driving into spaces. And yeah, I thought he was really good again. So yeah, I'll probably give him a 7.5 out of 10. Saliba, obviously his first Premier League game back, and yeah, he done okay. You could look at him for the goal. Should he have been closer to Isaac? Should it have been Gabriel? But yeah, I think we can look at both of them. Maybe their communication was a bit off there, and yeah, they're probably at fault for the goal. So I'll probably give him a 6 out of 10, and the same with for Gabriel, for similar reasons basically. Jurriën Timber, I thought he looked a bit off it, if I'm honest with you. He looks like he's still trying to get to his best fitness level. Had a tough opponent in Anthony Gordon today, of course, couldn't get close to his cross. And yeah, at times he just looked a bit slow and lethargic, like the rest of the team, to be honest. But I'm gonna put that down to fitness and not be too harsh on him. So I'll probably give him maybe a 6 out of 10. Declan Rice wasn't great. When he moved into the 8 in the second half, he looked a bit better where he was driving at them, almost scored a goal. But yeah, he wasn't great, didn't really influence the game at all. And he hasn't, that's been the story of his season so far. I think apart from Liverpool last week, where I thought he was really good, he hasn't been great. He's not really been winning the ball high up like he used to. I know his position's been changed a bit, and I find him getting caught behind the ball a lot more because he's so high up the pitch. But yeah, it's just not been great from him, and he needs to step it up. So I'll probably give him a 6 out of 10. Probably the same for Mikel Merino. Didn't really affect the game. Had a big chance in the first half, I think it was, from a corner. Similar to Declan Rice, really. Both had big chances. Didn't really affect the game. I think he picked up a yellow card as well. And yeah, just like I said, it was just uninspiring. So he would probably get a 6 out of 10 as well. Martinelli on the left, I thought he was poor. Livramento had him in his pocket. He just didn't beat him. I don't even think he beat him once. Didn't affect the game. Uninspiring, like the rest of the team. And yeah, he probably gets a 6 out of 10 as well. Saka on the right, he tried. Wasn't as effective, of course, as last week. Had a couple of moments here and there, but yeah, Lewis Hall done quite a good job on him. But yeah, he didn't really affect the game at all. So I'll probably give him a 6 out of 10 as well. Trossard, poor, didn't affect the game. I think in the next few weeks we'll probably see him probably come out of the team with Odegaard coming back, because yeah, he hasn't really pulled up any trees or contributed as much as we would have liked. Yes, at times he's been quite good in that false nine, number 10 kind of role, but yeah, it's just not enough, and he isn't creative enough as a player in those pockets. Yes, he's a sharpshooter and he can cause problems and pick out a pass here and there, but he's not someone that's going to put his foot on the ball and control the game, and that's what I think we miss. So yeah, probably a 6 out of 10. And then Kai Havertz, poor, didn't affect the game at all, didn't really have any chances, and yeah, it was just a poor display all round. Everyone was pretty much the same. Everyone's at the same level. We didn't get out of gear one. It was flat. So yeah, probably a 6 out of 10 for him. Off the bench, we saw Ethan come on off the bench quite early on. I would have liked to see that change at half time, because I think we were that bad and we needed some inspiration. Difficult for him to get on the ball, but at times he picked it up in different pockets and was able to. He looked quite sharp, but yeah, like I said, didn't really affect the game much. But yeah, it was a difficult game state for him to come into against a team that are so good at keeping their shape and physically dominant, especially defending a lead. So there was a lot of pressure to put on a young man's shoulders. But yeah, I would have started him. So yeah, probably give him a 6 out of 10. Jesus, the same, didn't really affect the game at all. Had a couple of moments, but nothing really to say anything really. The same with Zinchenko, who I thought at times was quite sloppy on the ball. We brought him on to be a bit more creative and control the game. Didn't really happen. It was just slow, just like the rest of the team. So probably 6 out of 10 for them too. And then Jorginho came on, who I thought was decent. I think he helped us a lot more. And yeah, just his volume of passes and being able to kind of control a game and pick out a few passes, which he done. And I think he found Ben White on one occasion. But yeah, he wasn't too bad, to be fair. So I'll probably give him a 6.5. And then I think Ben White was the last change. He came on for Timber in the second half. And yeah, it was okay. Didn't affect the game again. And yeah, it's just the same old story for pretty much the whole team, really. And we really need to pull our socks up because we got a big game midweek against Inter Milan away, and then Chelsea, like I said, before the international break. So boy, we need to sort ourselves out and put on a performance, man. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, your comments, like, share, subscribe, all of that stuff. And yeah, I'll catch you for the next video.